Great to see Tom Percy's colours cross the line first here today, in the first as well at the KBRC. Sponsored today's program by Tom Percy in honour of his mum, Joan Percy, as well. Alabama Elegance gets the job done. Ryan Hill, Victoria Corver, they're in some great form together, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, they are at the moment, Tess, and it was a tough little win as well. It looked as though the Sherrigini had kicked clear away from her rivals at the top of the straight, but Alabama Elegance looked the only danger over the concluding stages, and she really had to tough it out late to get the job done. She was third up today, so she clearly was ready to peak today, and given she's still relatively lightly raced and shown a bit of ability early doors as well, I see no reason why she can't continue to progress.
We see Tom Percy's colours on King of France in the next here. King of France has had some major improvement in form since touching in the Kalgoorlie region. Can he break through today?
I think he can. It's always hard to trust those maidens, Tess. He's none from 26 at the moment in his career to date. He's covered plenty of kilometres over the journey as well. He's been to many of our country tracks here in the West searching for that maiden win. Racing really well, as you mentioned. He's going to lob right over the speed, which is going to be no disadvantage to him here today. But it is hard to trust these maidens that struggle to break through and have had as many chances as he has had, especially when they go around at around that $2.60 quote. So he is very short.
Absolutely. But runners have now entered the yard ahead of the Tabtouch Better Your Bet Maiden over the 1,400 metres. So we'll dissect this form a little bit deeper. Just the 6 runners again here in the second event on today's program. King of France is the one, as mentioned, start 27 today. Justin Robbins and Ava Caterino.
And he's on the quick backup as well, King of France. He went around here last week at the KBRC in a maiden over the 1,400 metres. He had to endure a bit of pressure up in front on that occasion as well, and I thought the manner in which he fought on to run third over the concluding stages was quite good. I thought from barrier 2, Ava Caterino should be able to find the top quite easily here this afternoon. He's threatening to win a race. He's been racing really well, as you mentioned, Tess, since touching down here in Kalgoorlie. He's ran second over the 1,300. He stepped up to the mile, ran another credible race, and then good into third there last week. But as mentioned, he is quite short in the market, and it's always very hard to trust these maidens who have had plenty of chances.
Opened at $2.30, has now drifted out to $3, and on the second line of betting now. Newington Boy is the first of the 3 Ryan Hill runners here in the second. Zephyr Johnson Porter takes the ride.
He's first up here this afternoon, Newington Boy. Only had the 4 career starts in his, well, he's only had 4 starts in his career to date. He's had a couple of trials leading into his return. The trials for mine have only been fair. He just hasn't made any impression in any of his recent runs or prior runs in his career to date. He's got a nice barrier to work with. He looks as though off his last trial he could hold a forward position in running in the small field, but happy to just watch him here this afternoon.
The 3, the stablemate, is If You Blush with Victoria Corver aboard.
Certainly had some excuses there. First up at Northam over the 1,300 metres. She was posted very wide throughout and she was beaten a long way as a result. So you could certainly mount a case that not everything went her way there. Getting back to Kalgoorlie is going to suit her here. She's only had the 3 runs at this track and distance, I should say, and finishing the minor money on a couple of occasions, and had 6 runs here at Kalgoorlie for 3 placings. So she clearly enjoys it here at the KBRC. She's got a soft draw to work with as well from barrier 1. She should strip fitter for having that first up run under the belt, and she can certainly improve here this afternoon.
And the other stablemate, the 3rd of the Ryan Hill trained gallopers, is the 4, Queen of Whispers with Jefferson Sang aboard.
Do think she looks tested here this afternoon. As you mentioned, she's first up, this 3-year-old filly. Had a couple of trials leading in, hasn't beaten a runner home in either of those trials. She carries no weight on her back after the claim of Jefferson Sang, gets her in with the 52 kilos, but I doubt it's going to be enough. She's yet to place in 4 runs to date.
Jefferson has been riding fantastic since breaking through his first winner. He's chasing one more winner before losing his 4-kilo claim, so hopefully today can be the day. The 5 is the current Tabtouch favourite, opened $4.60 into $2.30, Forever Falyon. Hayden Ballantyne, Lucy Fiore.
That's a good market push for this 3-year-old filly who is first up here this afternoon, and she has shown glimpses in her career to date as well. She wasn't beaten far in stronger races last preparation. She was beaten 5 lengths at Pinjarra behind Hey Pino, beaten 3.5 behind Snipperando, who's gone on with it since then as well, has won multiple times since that win there at Narrogin. That was back in March. So should carry some residual fitness as well, given she hasn't been off the scene for all that long. Trolled okay leading into this run today. First up, that was down at Lark Hill on the 16th of June. Got to the line nicely, or nice enough, I should say, late over the concluding stages under Tash Faithful. Lucy Fiore jumps on board here today. She's always looked a filly who will get out over a bit of ground in time. She was tested over the 1900 metres the last time we saw her at the races, so I do think the 1400 metres here today is a nice kick-off point for her.
And the sixth, rounding out the 6-horse field here, is Inner Joy, formerly trained by Simon Miller, now with Ricky Brown and Tash Faithful rides.
Could prove to be a really handy acquisition for Ricky Brown as well, Tess, Inner Joy. Her last 2 runs, both at Pinjarra, were both very good. You go back to that run on the 14th of May over the 1300 metres behind Mama Bell. It was a very much on-speed day there at Pinjarra. She just got a long way out of her ground, and I thought her work late and through the line there was very good. Last start, she just got held up at a vital stage. Lucy Fiore was just unable to find that galloping room rounding the home corner when she needed to, and her work late and through the line was okay, but that was form behind Opportunistic, who, as we know, is the subsequent raconteur stakes winner. So that's proper form for a Kalgoorlie maiden, and she certainly, you could mount a case, should have finished a lot closer on that occasion as well. Tash Faithful jumps on board today, so you don't lose a great deal for Lucy jumping on Forever Falyon. Barrier 3, nice field, nice barrier to work with here this afternoon. The small field is going to suit her as well. I think this looks a really nice race for her to be breaking through, and she brings comfortably the strongest form to the table.
And is currently on the second line of betting at $2.90. Looking at the markets now, Forever Falyon is the favourite, $4.60 into $2.30, now at $2.45. So has had plenty of support here. Hayden Ballantyne, when he saddles up horses here in Kalgoorlie, often go very, very well, especially with Lucy Fiore aboard. Inner Joy, as mentioned, is on the second line of betting, $2.30 from opening out to $3. King of France was the opening favourite at $2.30, is now out to $3.10. If You Blush is $6.50 out to $12. Ryan Hill and Victoria Corva chasing an early race-to-race double on the program. Ryan saddles up 3 runners in this 6-horse field. The next best is Newington Boy, who was putting on a bit of a bronc show, headed off to the barriers just then. So obviously feeling very well he is. First up today is $18, and Queen of Whispers is at $34. Riley, how are we seeing things play out here in the Tabtouch Better Your Bet Maiden over the 14?
I'm not sure I'm feeling very well in this wind at the moment here, Tess. We are doing our best. 6, 1, 3 and 5, my numbers here in race number 2. 6 on top for me, Inner Joy. Her last 2 runs have been very good. She could prove to be a very handy acquisition for Ricky Brown and his team. Her run 2 starts to go behind Mama Bell. It was a very much on-speed day at Pinjarra. Liked the way when she got out, she attacked the line. Last start bumped into the subsequent listed raconteur stakes winner in Opportunistic, and didn't get a lot of luck when she needed it on that occasion as well. Finds her way to Kalgoorlie, strikes a pretty thin maiden over 1400 metres. Tash Faithful jumps on board and thought if she could replicate her previous couple of runs, she'd be very hard to beat here. And you're getting a nice enough price at around that $3 mark as well, Tess. So pretty keen on the 6, Inner Joy. From the 1, King of France, as we mentioned, he's bursting to win a race, this bloke at the moment. He puts himself on speed. He's very honest. He's just consistently finding 1 or 2 better on the day. And he's on the quick spin around from last weekend as well, which could work in his favour. The 3, If You Blush, loves racing here at Kalgoorlie. She's got great form here at the circuit. She was caught wide first up at Northam, so there were certainly some excuses for her on that occasion, and she's got a very soft draw to work with here from barrier 1. And the 5, Forever Falyon, who for mine is just under the odds at the moment, Tess. The trial was okay. She's shown glimpses, but she is first up at 1400 metres, and I don't think from what we've seen from her to date, she warrants being as short as she is in the market. So 6, 1, 3 and 5, my numbers here, Tess, in race 2 on the program, but pretty keen on Inner Joy at her first run for Ricky Brown.
6, 1, 3 and 5 here for Riley in race number 2. The Tabtouch Better Your Bet Maiden over the 1400 metres. 6, Inner Joy on top for Riley. Open $2.35, is now at $3.30 at quite a nice price to be backing there. Hopefully can get the job done for Ricky Brown, joining the new stable for the first time today. We'll hand you upstairs now to Royce to call us home.
Thanks, Tess. Yes, runners moving forward here for the running of race number 2. It's the Tabtouch Better Your Bet Maiden over the 1400 metres, and on the parimutuel number 5, Forever Falyon is your favourite at $2.50 with fixed odds betting. King of France at $2.60. So a couple well thought of here. Number 6, Inner Joy, looked an absolute treat in the yard. So we're not too far away from getting underway. Forever Falyon to come forward from the Ballantyne yard. The other 5 are locked away. So Queen of Whispers dons the blue cap of the 2 hill runners, If You Blush in her own silks. So red lights on, standby. 1400 metres ahead of them. Big long run down the back straight. Gates fly back. They're off racing. Excuse me. Newington Boy going straight out the back door. Pushing forward is King of France early on. Likewise with the outside to Forever Falyon, who's improving. They were followed next of all to Inner Joy, who's third. The inside then to If You Blush, and the Hill stablemates are at the tail. Queen of Whispers and Newington Boy the fence with 1,000 metres to run. And it's King of France showing the way by a length, running second Forever Falyon. They were followed next of all by If You Blush third. Then we had further back to Inner Joy fourth, a further length then to Queen of Whispers. In fact, Newington Boy just ahead of Queen of Whispers. The stablemates onto the side of the course, and it's King of France who shows the way just over a length. Running second, Forever Falyon. They were followed next of all by If You Blush. No records being broken here. Inner Joy to the outside. Then we had Newington Boy and Queen of Whispers at the tail, so with 500 metres to run. And it's King of France doing it well out in front. Shows out by 2 lengths. Forever Falyon just asked to improve now. In a circle, hard at work the rider is. Then we had to the fence. If You Blush followed next of all by Newington Boy and Queen of Whispers is last. Into the straight now, and it's Forever Falyon, who goes up on the outside, takes the lead with ease from King of France. Inner Joy starting to extend down the outside, but it's Forever Falyon doing it nicely inside the 100. Out by 3, make it 4 lengths from Inner Joy. They were followed by Newington Boy, but it's Forever Falyon who goes on and wins in good style. Second, Newington Boy just ahead of Inner Joy. They were followed by Queen of Whispers, who got warm late. A further 2, then we had If You Blush, and at the tail it was King of France. Well, Forever Falyon with ease has done that by a big margin. Hayden Ballantyne combining with Lucy Fiore here, and breaks through at start number 5. Yet to place before today, but brought to Kalgoorlie, an easier assignment, and trialled up on the 16th of June, and today 84 days between runs, so not effectively first up, but a good break away from the track. And this horse looks to have plenty of improvement to come. This 3-year-old Universal Ruler filly from Aloe Vera, trained by Hayden Ballantyne, ridden by Lucy Fiore, owned by Mrs. A. Ballantyne, the Beers and Banters number 5 syndicate, Miss B. McDonald, Seymour Bloodstock syndicate, R. Stewart, Miss R. Walton, Mrs. A. Walton, S. Artemis, B. Franklin, Miss C. Dawson and M. Watkins. Forever Falyon, your winner from the 2, Newington Boy. Ryan Hill and Zephyr Johnston Porter combining for the minor place by War Chant from Soy Tan Rapido, owned by Ryan Hill and M. Wilson. Third in is the 6, Inner Joy, for Ricky Brown and Tash Faithful by Territories from Happy Friday, owned by Ricky himself. And 4 gets 4th, Queen of Whispers, Ryan Hill and Jefferson Sang. 5, 2, 6 and 4, 5 1/4 lengths by a short half head, 1:26.26 the gallop. Race 3 is next, the Shoebar Athol and Jerry Higgins Memorial Handicap. Field of 6 to go here. Close at hand is your favourite at $1.70. In the meantime, let's go down to the yard.
Thanks, Royce. I don't believe Hayden Ballantyne is on course at the moment, but Riley G, that was an impressive win here. First up, Forever Falyon gets the job done, and obviously we'll step out and trip in time, but it was a case of catch me if you can.
It was, Tess. Always travelled the winner today, Forever Falyon, and Tash Faithful actually kicked up on Inner Joy and made Lucy do a bit of extra work over the early stages, but she just looked very comfortable the way she travelled in the run throughout, and yeah, she put a gap on them late.
Absolutely, and Lucy continues her fantastic form in the saddle. Potentially a horse that could be left with Pete Fernie as well by the looks of those blinkers on board, but we'll grab a quick word with Lucy in a moment.
It's a formula that we've seen work already this season, Tess. Can't Up Queen, formerly trained by Hayden Ballantyne in the same colours as well. A horse that he's left here in Kalgoorlie with Peter Fernie and has done some really good things this campaign and looks a filly of the future. And this horse could be joining her in that category as well. I'll catch up with Lucy Fiore for a quick word. Lucy, that was a really impressive win today. She bolted in and she always travelled very nicely in the run as well.
Yeah, it was a really good run. Maybe coming around the 600, the wind was really picking up and it was blowing us around a bit, and I was like, oh, I wish I had got cover. It just kind of wasn't an option until very late, and I was like, I might as well just keep going. So I thought it was a really good win.
She's been tried out to 1900 metres last campaign. She kicked off at 1400 metres here today and was very impressive. Clearly there's an opinion that she may be a bit better once she gets out over a bit more ground.
Yeah, for sure. She's very user-friendly. Like, I was a little bit slow out and I pressured her to go across, and then she settled perfectly. So I'm sure if she'd drawn a little bit better and over further, she'll settle nice.
I'm sure you're looking forward to getting back on board close at hand off the back of his very dominant performance first time here at Kalgoorlie last start.
Yeah, I am. He's a fun little ride. Hopefully it works out.
And a quick word as well, Lucy, on Admiration Express and her win in the Strickland Stakes there yesterday. A win that I'm sure you believe was very deserving with what she's been able to do in her career to date.
Yeah, it was awesome. She's just only wins black type races, so no, she's such a tough little mare, and it's great for Jace and Sarah to get the win for her, and I really enjoyed having the ride on her.
Congratulations yesterday, and congratulations on the win here.
Thank you.
There's Lucy Fiore combining with Hayden Ballantyne, and Forever Falyon takes out the Tabtouch Better Your Bet Maiden over the 1400 metres. Newington Boy also first up today. It was impressive coming in for second. Inner Joy for third and Queen of Whispers for fourth. Plenty of racing still to come here at the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club.